Hello, I am alive. I hope you can hear me. I did not test the microphone before joining. That was very smart of me. So yeah, as you can see, I am alone today. Yep. I should have really tested this. So as soon as you're joining, let me know what you're reading today. I see a couple of you are already here. I'm probably going to be reading A Betting Woman. I have started this probably like 2 weeks ago, and I have been enjoying it, but I had so little times. Like I had no time to read at all. So I'm really craving some reading time. I had a wonderful weekend, and as you can see, I am in my car and I'm enjoying everything right now, but I do need some reading time. So what and let's try today and just be a little bit better about not chatting too long and just doing a lot of good sprints. So let's see. Hi Hugo, it's good to see you. I'm going to dinner in a moment and then I'm here. Good. So you're probably not here right now hearing me say hi, but you're coming back in a little bit. And as always, I hope you're going to share what's for dinner. Hi everyone. Hi Julia. I'm going to read a small book, only 108 pages, about King Ludwig's of Bavaria's beauty portraits. That sounds very specific, and well, we'll be probably until midnight. That sounds good. I'm probably today not going to do much longer myself. I think that's a good amount of sprinting for today. But yeah, that sounds like a very specific book. Very interesting. And I'm assuming you're just starting it. So let's see. Fingers crossed you will finish this today as well. Let's make sure we do enough sprints today to start and finish this. I want to read 100 pages too. How many pages do I have left? So I'm on page 159 and I want to get to 304. So I want to finish this today as well. Do you think we can do this? I think we can. Hi, Anna. Hello, Cece. Hello, chat. I will be doing some uni work. Yay. Yay for somebody being very productive. I love it. And then I'll join you all reading after. I will be trying to finish the Midnight Library before I get tired. Oh, so you're close to the end. I so want to know more about what you think of the book. How are you liking it so far? And do you think it was good of us to recommend you to read this next? Was that a good choice? I really do hope so, because I think we helped you pick out this one. I also bought the copy of this book, but I have other books to read. I hope it will be a good book for you. What other books do you have to read that you want to read before that, Julia? Let me know. Reading it for a while. I'm a slow reader and July was busy. But Anna, you are always so committed to reading, and I feel like, what's the saying? Slow and steady wins the race. I think that totally counts for you. So I'm just pulling the timer on the screen right now because I am so ready for us to get some good reading done. And hopefully, Anna, we help you finish the book before you get tired. Yeah, so Victoria, hi. Victoria's here as well. I love seeing all the people. All right. I am assuming that 45 minutes is good. For the last couple of weeks, we have always been landing on 45 minutes. I do think that's what the majority usually wanted. Okay, I'm just checking because my screen is frozen. I'm not sure if you can still see me. Let me just test this on the on my channel. I'm frozen on my screen. How good? Yeah, I'm frozen for everyone, I guess. Let's see if that helps. Is the thing frozen as well? I think it is. Why is it frozen? Okay. You can hear me, but you cannot see me. That's weird. Okay, let me just try and leave the studio and come back, and then hopefully that resets the screen. That's so weird. I never had that before. That's really weird. Oh, but you can. Okay, so that's interesting that you can see when I'm making changes. It's just my camera, I guess. Oh, how lovely that things go wrong when I'm alone. Okay. Let me just try to. Do you know what? I'm going to start the timer. We're going to start the sprint, and I will try and relog, and hopefully then that's better. Happy reading, everyone. I see you in 45. And that is time, everyone. Welcome back. How did everyone do? We have a few people that I haven't said hello to yet. Oh my gosh, my glasses really are reflecting the screen today. I think for the future I need to find better lighting for inside so that you can. Let's just do it without the glasses. That's probably a little bit better. So, welcome back, everyone. So, whoever has not shared it yet, please let me know what you're reading today. If you just joined, I am reading A Bedding Woman. I just read 23 pages in this sprint, which probably is not my usual speed for 45 minutes, but with trying to fix the technical difficulties from the beginning and getting settled a little bit, I think that's good. That's good, and I'm enjoying this book so much. I love this woman. I love uh, reading her story, and it's just so much fun. So yes, I definitely want to finish this today. I have another 120 pages to do, so we're going to be sprinting until I finish this. Hi, Rudy. Great that you're back again. Love that you're joining us. Are you reading A.D. Foster again, or are you reading something else? So yeah, technical issues. I'm skipping those. Hi, Lalita. I don't think you shared what you're reading, or if you're doing something else, please let us know. Hi, Melissa. Same to you. I want to know what you're reading, or if you're doing something else. Are you studying? Are you focusing on something? Hi, that's Darula Sotiropoulou. Did I pronounce that correctly? Please apologize if my apologies if I did not. Yay! 26 pages. The book is pretty interesting. So that was like a little over 100 pages that you had. So you probably need like another 3 sprints. Hopefully we can do that. We can get you to 100 pages by midnight your time. I love that you think it's pretty interesting. It sounded very, very niche and very specific. But yeah, if you want to tell us a little bit more about it, I think I would love to know a little bit more about what you're reading. It sounded so specific. I'm back, was watching Chicago Med clips till the next sprint. And you also had dinner, and I want to know what your dinner was because I always love to hear what everybody's eating at home. I'm reading Lore by Alexa Bracken halfway into the book. How do you enjoy that? I have that on my shelf, and I don't know if I want to be excited for it or not. I'm usually not too much into like Greek mythology books, but I do think that some of the mythology things are a little bit more interesting to me and intriguing. And I think things where we have twisted characters like a Medusa start to like that can get interesting for me. And yeah, I'm not sure if I would be into lore. I enjoyed Alexandra Bracken's writing before, so is that very typical for her writing? Have you read anything else by her? And yeah, how are you liking Hugo? I want to know more. I want to know more. And I promise, today we're going to do better with the sprinting and not as much chatting. I actually should like put a timer that we're only like chatting for like maximum of what, 10-15 minutes before we go into another sprint. I don't know, but I'm trying to be really good so that we get a lot of reading then. House of Earth and Blood, Crescent City by Sarah J. Maas. Nice. That's still on my list. It's not the highest on my list, to be fair, but it's on it. It's on it. But I feel like I have so many other books that I want to get to first. But there's so many people who really enjoy this too. So I'm not sure if I should put it higher. So Rudy's reading Blood High by Alan Dean Foster. So yeah, again, an Alan Dean Foster. I love that we can almost always predict that you're reading an Alan Dean Foster, but I love it. I love it. I received the first one that I ordered thanks to your advice, and I do need to put that on my monthly TBR soon. My August TBR is already set. I'm so behind on my July TBR. I really have to find a way to miraculously read like a book a day before the end of the month if I don't want to do like 5 or 6 challenges, which I don't know how to yeah, but I don't know. I don't want to do like 6 challenges, but I don't know how to read a book a day with having like full-time work, and I wanted to go hiking and everything and visit some friends while I'm traveling again. As you can see, I'm in my car and not at home. I mean, this is going to be my future, so get used to seeing me on the road. 9 pages of Shadow of Night. I haven't read it in a couple of days, so it's nice to get back into. Yes, I fully agree. That's kind of what I love about these Sunday sprints as well. No matter how my week goes, no matter what I do on a weekend, I feel like I know that on Sunday evening for me, Sunday afternoons for others, but Sunday evening for me, that I'm going to get some reading done. I love knowing that, and just like I spent the most amazing weekend with some lovely people that I know through a Goodreads group in Germany, and it's so much fun to see them. And we went and looked at a city, just had some amazing chats and spent some time together. But obviously, there was not much reading over the weekend. I pretty much drove all day today, and it was an exhausting day, so I'm quite tired. I hope that I can read these 120 pages before I fall asleep. So another reason for us not to get distracted by too much chatting today. My studying wasn't very productive. Oh no, it's too late for that today, so you can't concentrate anymore. Well, just read some fun stuff then, I guess. But I reheated some food and made some tea, and I'm ready to read. Potato gratin leftovers. Ooh, that sounds really good now too. I love potatoes. Um, I'm actually parked in front of a friend's house who I know through this group, and who I spent this weekend with, and we had rice and broccoli and an egg, and like with like soy sauce and sesame oil for dinner, and it's easy. But the most amazing thing is the broccoli is like from her garden, like she grew it herself, and it's like, oh my god, like fresh broccoli garden. It's like the most amazing thing ever in my mind. Um, I hope you can still, yeah, okay. The book is explaining the story behind the Gallery of Beauty Women and when and why the king chose them to be there. I'm not that deep into the book, so it's all the information I have. I didn't even know there was a gallery like that, so I'm kind of super intrigued and I want to know more. Updating my Instagram and then going to try to read because I am in a reading slump. Let's try and fix that. 0 books this month. I'm going to do summertime readathon next month. Okay, so let's get you back onto reading, because if you are in a slump and you want to get out of it, for me sprints are always so helpful. I love it so much. So I hope that it's going to help you get back on track. Although if you just want to slump for a little while and just do other stuff like watch Netflix all day or just do other stuff with friends, that's fine too. But if you want to get back to it, let's try and help you. So food, pork loin cooked with olive oil, onion, garlic, red wine, like a bit of a stew. Very good. Makes the meat very soft and tasty with some carrot rice. Ooh, that sounds really good. Like all the ingredients that you just said put into a stew. Oh, sounds good. Sounds good. I hope you liked it. The book is from 1979, bought in the antique bookshop in Heidelberg. That's so that's so nice. I actually, how far from Heidelberg am I right now? I don't know. I drove past Heidelberg today. Um, almost past. 60 kilometers, I think. Yeah, it's like an hour away. Depending on what I'm going to be doing over the next couple of days, maybe I should stop by Heidelberg and check out the antique bookshop. I have a feeling like I should be doing that. I never read Alexandra book. Okay. The mythology here is very plain and not heavy, just some normal gods and no creatures. I just feel it's kind of rushed. If it was a 2-volume book, would be great. And that's a continued. Let's jump to that because you don't get to know the characters, just more adventure. I think it's a nice YA, but a very YA book. Okay, yeah, I absolutely get what you're saying, and that kind of is what I'm afraid of because I right now am feeling like I want to be deeper in stories. It's not high on my list, but I'm gonna get to it. Audiobooks. Listen to audiobooks while walking, hiking. Yes, I usually do. I do still have a few audiobooks that I want to finish until the end of the month. So as long as I have them to finish, I definitely am going to be doing my hiking with the audiobooks. I can't even imagine walking without audiobooks because I would struggle so much. Like, oh, I should be reading too. What do I do with my time? Do I go walk or do I go read? Because I want to do both. So I don't have to decide and I just do both. So fully agreed. Fully agreed. Hi Elle. Just joined. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you too, Elle. I'm reading Mary Jane by Jessica Anya Blau and loving it. I am not sure I know that book, but then again, it's not like I know all the books. But Mary Jane sounds like something that I've heard before. I've definitely seen the cover. I'm just opening it up, and I have definitely seen the cover. There we go. It's a beautiful cover. Almost Famous meets Daisy Jones and the Six in this funny, wise, and tender novel about a 14-year-old girl's coming of age in 1970s Baltimore. Caught between her straight-laced family and the progressive family she nannies for, who happen to be secretly hiding a famous rock star and his movie star wife for the summer. Okay. If you're loving it, I'm definitely going to take a closer look at it. Sounds fun. Hi Amber, joining now. Might have to leave early because I'm running an errand with my grandma at some point. That is so fine. What are you reading until then? Are you living in your van now or doing a test run? This is just still my car. I'm not living in a van yet because I still haven't bought a van. It is so hard to get a van on my budget because since COVID happened, I mean, everybody probably knows that the prices for vans just like doubled because everybody suddenly wants to do this. And so I'm still in my car. I love it for like vacation time. It has everything that I need for like a short amount of time for a couple of weeks, but it's not enough for full-time living. It would lack a little bit in my kitchen area. I would have to be a little bit too restrictive with the clothes I'm bringing, and I don't have a good office that I could work from like all day, every day for a longer period of time. I can totally work in here for a couple of hours or maybe even like 1 or 2 days. But like I'm sitting on my bed right now. Sitting up straight is like Like, you can see how my head is a little bit tilted when I'm sitting up straight. I can sit on the front seat, but then it's not ergonomically perfect. I have this board. Let me just show you that board. That's where my laptop sits on, and you can just put this on top of the steering wheel, or click it on like at the bottom of the steering wheel and put your laptop on it. So that's really good, but it's either that you sit like this or like this, so it's not perfect. And in the van, I totally need something that's ergonomically a little bit more full-time, long-term. So yeah, I have a little bit more requirements for permanent living conditions than what I have in my small car, but I love just traveling in my small car. So yeah, this is just like the back seat of my car. You can't probably see much, but it's just a back seat. It's enough for me, and I love it. Hi, Marlene. Hopping over from other sprints. Yeah, I think there's a couple of sprints going on, right? Hoping to read a little bit more here before bed. I'm reading The Space Between Worlds. I'm reading that too at the moment. Well, not like right now. Right now, I'm reading A Betting Woman right now, but I'm listening on audiobook. How far into the book are you, and how are you enjoying it? I'm really enjoying it a lot. I think I'm fairly far in. Let me just check. 67%. I'm at 67%. I'm really enjoying it. There's a few things that I feel like aren't perfect. In a few cases, I'm struggling with the logic of the world, but if you can look past that, I really enjoy this book. I really want to know how you're enjoying it and how far you're into it. Tea sounds nice. Going to make myself some tea. I have my tea here. Tea sounds always nice. Agreed. I don't know why I have been into tea recently when I usually don't like tea. Because tea's awesome. And I feel like tea is well, a hot beverage kind of feels like it's a reading beverage. I don't know. It's so cozy. Reading is cozy and tea is cozy too. And I also switch between wanting coffee and tea all the time. All the time. Amber's reading The Tale of Genji. All right. Do check the bookstore out. It's definitely worth it. It's in the Hauptstraße where Bismarckplatz is. Okay. If I do take a trip to Heidelberg, I'm not sure if I've ever been to Heidelberg, actually, so I think I should probably go. I'm thinking of going to Switzerland to visit a friend. She lives in Basel. I'm most definitely going over the weekend, but I don't know when to go yet because I have to work during the week, and my work is oftentimes rather late, like in the afternoon, early evening, and I just feel very weird visiting somebody where they probably are off work or like their normal like home life, family life starts in the late afternoon, early evening, and I would still be working full time. I feel like that might be too disruptive for a family. So I kind of only want to visit her when I'm off work. I had no idea the price of vans doubled. Well, probably not all of them, but prices, like everything that is a camper or can be turned into a camper, prices are crazy. It's ridiculous. It's so hard to get something affordable. You really have to put a lot of money in. If you want to get like a new VW California that's like already, have to spend as much. I think like as a luxury car, it's like 75k euros to get the fully built camper vans from VW, like Volkswagen California, which has everything built in. 75k. Yeah. It's really fun and funny. A breeze to get through. I'm definitely satisfied for now. That sounds so good. I'm definitely gonna put it on my list then. I had no idea either. If anything, I thought they went down because everybody was stuck at home. Well, see, that's the thing. People weren't allowed to do like that conventional travel. They weren't allowed to fly to like Spain and Italy anymore. They weren't allowed to stay in hotels. So people started getting vans. And there's, for example, also quite a few travel bloggers who then turned on and bought a van to then try to continue their travel. So a lot of people who were into traveling got a lot of exposure into like the camping world, and so vans. And so a lot of people also all of a sudden have had a lot of time to start turning vans to building them out. So yeah, that's a big hype due to COVID. I'm 60% into the space between worlds and liking it a lot. Really enjoying our main character and her thought processes. Yeah, agreed. Agreed, yeah. And we're almost at like the same. I actually love the 60-70% mark of the book. I just felt like it gave me a second wind in reading it, and I was a little bit afraid that it might slow down or it might go a weird way, but I really enjoyed that part of the book. So I think we need to go into a new sprint very soon. It has a hard G like garden, so Genji. All right. Thank you for letting me know. I hope I'm going to remember that for the future. Okay, let's get into a new sprint because we have quite a few people who want to finish stuff. We have a few people who are in slumps or haven't been able to read much. So let's fix that and go into a new sprint. Yeah, perfect timing. It's a 1:15. So let's start. See you in 45. Happy reading. And that is time. Welcome back, everyone. Let me use the glasses again to avoid that glare. So, how did everyone do? I'm just entering mine into my app. I did not read as much as I wanted to because I got distracted by BookTube. I'm just trying to finish some things up before I started reading, and then you see a you see a video, and I mean, you know what happens, right? So I read 20 pages, which I mean is still good. I just don't know how I'm supposed to finish this book tonight if I keep on getting distracted. Um, I now have 100 pages left, so we better get cracking with 100 pages. So let's stay stay on top of only doing short breaks to chat, share how much we read, how we're liking it, anything other, like any other interesting things, and then dive into the next one like right away. So where were we at? Elle said, "Oh yeah, that makes sense. I guess if you look at it from the perspective of buying a house, it's slightly better, but 75K is a lot of money." Yeah, I mean, yeah, sure, it's cheaper than buying a house. But I don't think that you can compare a van, even if it's like a camper van that is built, with buying a house, because also the value of a car kind of, I think it like halves within the first year or something, or like as soon as you drive it off the lot, um, it like dramatically reduces. If I move into my house that I just bought, it doesn't that doesn't happen as much. So, and also I think like a car that just gets used up and gets worse while it's being used over the years, where even if you put money into it and you do everything that you're supposed to do, um, just like at the end of the day, the money's going to be gone. The car is not going to be worth anything because there's like an end of life time that is much, much sooner than a house that you take care of, right? So I'm not sure that you can compare those. And yeah, I don't know. I think 75K for a car is a lot, even if it is already a built out camper. Time for errands. Well, bye, Amber. I'm pretty sure that you're already gone, but thanks for stopping by. Hi, good to see you. What are you reading today, or are you doing something other than reading? If you have joined too, let me know what you're reading, what you're doing. I want to know it all. I ate grilled meat and zucchini leftovers from lunch. Still no reading. Zucchini leftovers. That sounds good. I think you joined a little bit later, but I mentioned that I'm parked outside of a friend's house, and we had broccoli for dinner. And she actually grew that broccoli in her garden, and I just love that so much. I think that's so fabulous that she grows her own broccoli, and we had it tonight. It was so good. And she also grows her own zucchini, and we have a friend who loves zucchini, like loves. And yeah, we met her over the weekend, and I think she brought like the whole like zucchini harvest, like 6, 7 like zucchinis. I love that. It's so cool. 11 pages and finished a chapter. Nice. I have only 150 pages left from the book. Hopefully I can finish it next week. Fingers crossed. Hey, Anna. Nice to see you here. Are you done with your round? How was it? Did you have fun? 37 pages. That's really good. Hey. So, yeah, Rudy, how much did you read? How far are you into the book? And Rudy, please share, like, for the how many times did you read the book already that you're reading right now? Because I'm assuming, as it's in an Ellen Dean Foster, that it is a reread. Cece, are you in your new van? No, I still haven't bought a van yet. I can't find one that is affordable in my budget range. But I do still have approximately a year to find one, so I'm waiting and I'm looking. I'm back in my car. It's small, but for a couple of weeks it's sufficient. In my van, I need a little bit more things, but for reading, this is so cozy and I love it so much. I just love being on the road and outside. Well, I mean, it's outside, but it's almost like outside. This window is open. There's this like net in front of it. You probably can't see there. Let me show you the net on the other window. So there's like this net that I put in front of the windows so that I can open them to not have bugs in there. So it's like this net, and then I also have a curtain, but you probably can't see that because it's so dark that you can't see that there's a curtain that I can also close. But yeah, the net is keeping the bugs out, so this whole window is open and it just feels like I'm outside and I love it. You can hear nature in the background. You don't need an ASMR video sound or something to hear nature, and I love it. 32 pages! Yay! That is so good. I love it, Hugo. 40 pages, Anna. Wow, I'm impressed. 26 left. You're finishing it now. Anna's finishing the Midnight Library. Oh, I'm so pumped for that. And Cece, no more booktube, booktuber, bookstagram for you. Yes. Yes. Oh, yes. I'm gonna put my phone away and just read now. There's no reason for me to procrastinate because I love this book. It's so much fun. It's right up my alley, right up like what I'm super interested in right now and that I enjoy. I love following this woman and her story. It has the perfect turns in the storyline and development that I just enjoy so much. So, no distractions. 7% of the space between worlds, some big twist that I had half a hunch about, but still some surprises. Yeah, as I said, between 60 and 70%. I love that book because I was so afraid of it potentially dying down, but it gave the right amount of yes. And yes, I kind of expected something along the lines, but not all of the things that happened. Loved it. Loved it. But yeah, I'm probably pretty much where you're at right now. I think I'm at 67%, which is, I think, where you're at. So that's so cool. I need to finish that too. Hoping to finish it tomorrow. Shadows of Self on page 274 of 4 or 7. Now you're ahead of me. I still need to read Shadow of Self too. I'm hoping to read that during the week. Currently on page 91 because of all the pictures. Oh wow, you jumped ahead. That's so cool. But the author tells us who the woman was and who the painter was. Interesting, but so many of art specific terms. So do you feel like you need to be an art major or something? You might have to have studied art to understand everything that they're saying in this book. And why did you pick it up? You found it in that like antique bookstore. Did it look intriguing? Why did you pick it up? Yes, I am. I had loads of fun. I love that. That's so good. I love that for you. You deserve it all. Only a few pages. It's the second time. And Raymond, I fell off the net and re-entered. Good. Good. I love that you're back. But yeah, second time. Good. It's not as much as some of the others, right? I think you have quite a few that you read a lot more. Helen tries to do things. I love that screen name, by the way. I'm reading Fence Striking Distance and have been reading it for a while, so hopefully I finish it soon. So I'm assuming that's a nonfiction about fencing. Why are you reading this? Is that like your hobby that you want to know more about, or is that research? And why is it taking you a while? Is it like super dry and boring, or are you just not into it? Please share. I think I will finish this book and then choose the next book with Wheel of Fortune. Ooh, we all want to know what the next book is. What book is this? I need more books with art. I don't remember the whole title, but I'm sure that Julia is going to share the whole title again. But it sounded really specific, like the beauty women, um, kind of like in the arts, really, really specific. But yeah. Ooh, it's a comic series. Oh, okay, okay. It just sounded like a nonfiction. Fence, striking distance. So yeah, why is it taking you so long? Um, is it boring? Is it not your thing? What's the problem that it's taking you so long? I understand the terms because I learned about art in music school. I chose it because of the beautiful cover of a woman. Now I want to see it. Now I want to see the book. So a cover by. It's not like I haven't done that before. And yeah, I mean, if you're interested in art, I think that sounded like a super intriguing book too. So I totally get that. But I don't remember the full title, so I can't um look it up. Just waiting for you to send over the full title. All right, we have been chatting for over 10 minutes, going on 15, and I want to stay in between that for the next sprint. So there's a realistic chance for me to finish this tonight because I also need to finish the Space Between Worlds tomorrow. So let's dive into the next sprint and talk about Julia's art book when we come back. There we go. The next sprint on the screen. I'm so proud of myself that we're doing better intervals today. I always say I want to do better and then I don't. So I'm so proud of myself right now. All right, let's go read. See you in 45. And that is time. We are back. Yeah, just entering my numbers into my app, but I think I read around 30 pages. Still really loving the book. It's all that I want. So that's good. But I'm getting to the point where I'm struggling with being too tired to continue reading. I still have 70 pages to finish the book. I don't think that's going to happen before I fall asleep. I kind of want to switch to my audiobook instead that I wanted to read tomorrow and listen to that. But I know I'm going to fall asleep if I do that. So I am struggling to think if I can actually do another sprint and not fall asleep. So let's go through some comments and hear what you have been reading, how much you've been reading, how you've been doing, and then see if I need to call it a night or not. So we were here, Julia, talking about this is a German book about the Gallery of Beautiful Women. King Ludwig I of Bavaria made it. The title is Schönheitsgalerie König Ludwigs I from Gerhard Hoyer. I have no idea, but I pulled it up. And I think Julia mentioned about this is the book with the white background. I only found one like with a dark background. Can you see that? Let's see if there's a different edition with a white background. I don't see it. There is an English version though. So that's the English version. Probably doesn't. There we go. There's the writing. But yeah. Interesting. Julia, interesting. So my 2K Hawkins says, starting to think sprints are trying to tell me something. Well, what are they trying to tell you? Because if they're trying to tell you that you need to read, no. You only need to read if you want to. But if you really want to and you're struggling, then the sprints are telling you, I'm here for you. I'm here to support you. But I'm not going to force you to do something that I don't really feel like doing. So if you feel like watching Netflix or playing with your kids, I'm assuming that's your kids in the picture. Oh my gosh, that's adorable. That smile of, I'm assuming that's your boy on top. Oh my gosh, that smile. And your girl has a stunning, fierce look. Oh my gosh, like her eyes piercing. So adorable. So yeah, I mean, if you, for example, want to go spend time with your kids instead, don't feel forced to read. Just don't. Just if you really, truly enjoy it, then the sprints are here to help. I'm done with the book. Yay! Another completed book. I love that so much. I love completed books. I wish I was at that point to be able to say I completed my book. But then I'm also kind of happy that I still have 70 pages to spend in this world and with this woman. It seems to actually be based on a real woman. And I think that this is a portrait of her, which I just find super cool. That actually might be the portrait that's mentioned in the book. Yeah, that might be the portrait mentioned in the book. So yeah, I'm interested in reading the author's note at the end of the book, talking about the real woman too. Yay! So I think I rated 4 stars. It has a good message. The outcome wasn't a big surprise, yes. And I told you last week how some parts made me uncomfortable. Yes, and I fully understand where you're coming from. It was a 5-star for me, but yes, the outcome, like how it plays out, no surprise at all. I just enjoyed the ride so much. that it was a 5-star for me, but I totally understood your point and why that might have deducted that point, that star. Totally valid, and I totally actually agree with you. It just didn't bother me as much. I enjoyed it as a whole. I mean, 4 stars is a really good rating, so I'm assuming that you enjoyed it. Hope I'll enjoy the book as much as you did. I'm also done with my first book. Yay! The Fortune Wheel chose for me 1984 by George Orwell. Hope it will be good. By that, I'm assuming you haven't read it before, so enjoy. I think 1984 is a wild ride and a fun book to read. Did I read that in school? I remember reading it, but I think I actually read it in school. Sorry, everyone. I'm done. I have to sleep. Good night, y'all. Good night if you're still listening. Thanks for joining again, Rudy. It's always a pleasure to have you. Very grateful to see you every Sunday. 30 pages and there's drama. Oh, Lord. Is it drama in a way that makes you read slower or faster or stop reading? I want to know. 53 oh my gosh, you read 53 pages in 45 minutes? Oh, you're killing it. I read 8%. Things happened. I'm stressed. Now I want to turn on the audiobook. Now I want to read 8% as well. I want to know what happens. 20 pages. We'll keep reading till I'm finished, but I just woke up, so I'm good. Yay! Good for you. I'm about to fall asleep, so I'm at the other end of that. 23 pages, and I'll try to finish this today. You can do it. You still have a lot of time today left as well. Saying hi. I always catch the end of these sprints. Yeah, I mean, we start at 9 p.m. in Europe, so depending on where you are, I know that for Australia, for example, it's super early, and usually people only join in the early morning after a few hours. To be fair, oftentimes these sprints last for like 5-6 hours, sometimes even longer. It really depends on what I have to do on the Monday morning or how I spend my weekend, but usually I'm really okay to stay up really late to read. I just had such a long day that I feel so exhausted, but I think I just need to do one more sprint. I really do want to finish my book today, and it's still 70 pages, but if I only read like 30 pages, that would be another 2 sprints, and that would put me at probably like 2 a.m. And I think I'm a little bit too tired for that. But let's see. Let's do one more. One more and see if I'm asleep. I hope this is not the first time when I will fall asleep on a live and not stop it. And what would you even do if I would be on a stream alone and fall asleep? So let's not make this the first today. At least 15 pages and the final of Jumping Water on Olympics. Okay. Watching the Olympics. For some reason, I was never really interested in watching the Olympics, but I totally get the appeal. So I hope you enjoy it. I'm almost to the end of the book, though. Yes. Let's see. So how much more do you need? Would you be done in a sprint? Because I love when we finish books on these sprints. So would you need one more? I found that too. I saw that it's translated to English, though. Yeah. Okay, it's pretty the same. Okay, good. It's the same covers. What am I reading? I'm still reading A Betting Woman. I think I talked about it on the sprints that you were on as well. It's about this woman who experiences some family drama in 1849, and she moves from New Orleans to San Francisco alone as a woman and is starting to make her own Wei becomes her own woman, earning her own money without becoming a prostitute, which apparently was pretty much the only thing you could do. Like become a saloon girl if you were without a husband. And she's becoming an infamous gambling den owner. And yeah, apparently it's based on a real woman. And I want to know at the end of the book how much was real and how much was fiction. And I'm here for it. I mean, I just simply enjoy books from the time era in the US anyway. So it's just exactly that niche that I totally love. But it's really well written, and I love how this woman is fleshed out. The whole character. I love a strong women character, and I think I've said that on like 2, 3 shows in the past, or like videos, that while I enjoy strong women characters, especially in historical fiction, I feel like oftentimes they're done a little bit weirdly and, from my perspective, wrong when we write them with 2021 knowledge or 2020 knowledge whenever the book was written, and we're portraying our expectations for like how society works and how what the position of a woman should be in society. If we're simply portraying that into this woman in this historical fiction, and yes, she should totally fight for her rights, she should totally fight for more than what how she's being treated, but she would still go about it a little bit differently than somebody with 2021 knowledge and expectations. And she wouldn't expect some things to be the way that we would expect, or she wouldn't find things wrong and be a little bit like, that's not how you do things, that's not how you treat me, the way that we would react to it. And I feel like a lot of authors do that just wrong. Um, it's about like entitlement versus wanting to fight for more. I think I don't know how to explain. I probably explained it really bad, but um, in this one, it feels authentic that this is how this woman feels and how she is a strong woman. I hope it makes sense. I'm sorry, it's late. I'm going to bedtime yoga and then go to sleep. Good night. Good night, Julia. Bedtime yoga sounds really good, but I think I will just fall asleep after it. Past midnight, so I'm off to bed. Thanks for the sprints. Thank you for being here, Marlene. Thank you for joining and reading with us. 100%. I was so happy when I woke up and these sprints were still on. I usually wake up as the ending. Yeah, for the I think the past few weeks we did shorter ones, but oftentimes they're a lot longer. Anna will still sprint. I love, Anna, that you're always down and here and supporting the sprints. You're reliable when it comes to continue sprinting. Whatever you want. I would be done in a sprint, but I think you'd probably fall asleep. Maybe a shorter one. Let's do one more then, shall we? Let's just dive in, do one more, and you're finishing your book. I'm gonna probably just jump into my friend's house to use the restroom, and then hopefully read another like 25 pages. And yeah, that sounds good. Always support you. Aw, you're too kind, Anna. I'll do one more sprint too. Yay, Anna, that's so nice. I love it. I want to start the Serpent King. Um, yeah, let me know how you like it. Love that you're loving for one more sprint. Alrighty, then let's pull up the timer and get into it. See you in 45. Happy reading.
And that is time again. I was struggling over the past 10 minutes. I was like, oh, I'm ready to sleep. But I did read 32 pages, which I am absolutely happy with. And I have roughly 40 pages left. Some of the developments now, well, it has surprised me that we're still having like setting changes that I didn't expect, and um, it now feels a lot more like a memoir than a fiction book, which I think it kind of is. As I said, I still need to figure out how much of it is fiction and how much of it is based on the real life. But we're following so many different stages, and I think that a pure fiction would have found a different closing out of the story, I feel like. But yeah, past like the last 10 minutes, I was struggling and I cannot continue reading. Definitely not. So let's just go through the last few comments and then call it a night. That sounded like you didn't like The Serpent King. No, I haven't read it yet. That was a guilty like, oh, I really wanted to read it in August, and I think I'm not gonna be able to get to it. That was that what you heard in my voice. Guilt. I should go as I'm getting tired from reading, and here it's already 1 a.m. Yep, it's 1 a.m. right now. So, thanks for the sprint. You're very welcome. Thank you for joining. Finished it. Yes! It was a murder mystery, the funny kind, with a lot of wordplay and puns. Really enjoyed it. Thank you for hosting the sprint. Well, you're very welcome. Thank you so much for reading with me. Thank you for the sprints. Have a good night's sleep. I'm going to take a night shower. Ooh, I love night showers. Well, thank you too for joining. Oh, you're almost done too, Anna. 323. Another 40 pages, about 100 total. That is so good, Anna. So proud of you. One short story, 20 pages. Awesome. Well, you all did wonderfully. I am quite happy with my overall results too. How much did I end up reading? A little over 100 pages tonight, so I'm happy with that. I wish I could have read 40 more and finished the book, but no, I just need to go to sleep now, and I will probably turn on the audiobook and fall asleep within like 5 minutes, and then I'll just finish the book tomorrow. So thanks again, everyone, for joining. Thank you so much for keeping me company and reading with me. I appreciate every single one of you. It's so much fun reading with you. I enjoy my Sunday nights so much because of it. So thank you so much for joining. I hope that you're joining again next week. Same time next week. Potentially still in my car. So hope to